Okay, in this video we'll look at how to use Geometer Sketchpad version 5 to make a slope field for a differential equation. First thing I'm going to do is show a square grid, and I need to make one point on this grid that's going to be not quite iterated, but we'll make a locus of it, and then we'll make a locus of that locus, so that using a family of curves. And what we'll do to accomplish that is create a new parameter, which I'll call x. We'll start with a value of 1, and then I'll make another parameter, which we'll call y, and I'll go ahead and plot this point, plot as xy, and I have my point there. Now I need a differential equation, so I'm going to calculate the if my differential equation was x plus y, for example, I'll start with that one. X plus y, I calculate it, and I get 2. So that's the value of the slope of the solution that passes through this point, 1, 1. Now, I want to draw a small dash mark that has that slope, and which passes through this point, 1, 1. So I'm going to make a line segment, and this line segment is going to show how long the dash mark will be. And the other thing I need is I need it to have the correct slope. So to make a line that has the same slope as our calculation 2, I'll calculate the x value plus 1, and then I'm going to calculate the y value plus the slope, and this will make a new ordered pair. So the new x value is x moved over 1 unit. The new y value is y moved up by the slope. So every time we go over 1, we go up a distance equal to the slope. So I'm going to plot that point. It gives us a second point that will define a single line that has a slope of 2. Now, I want to have a segment instead of a line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a circle centered at 1, 1 using the length of this segment over here as its radius. So I'll construct a circle by center and radius, and now this segment controls the radius of that circle. Now on each side of the circle, I'm going to mark the intersections and create another line segment. Construct a segment there. Now I'm going to hide this line, and I'm going to hide that point and the circle. And in fact, I'm going to hide these 2 points. I have my segment there, and what I want to do is I want to make a locus now of this segment when x moves. So I'll click on this segment, and I click on x, and I say construct locus. And for my plot, suppose that I want to go from negative 10 to positive 10. Then I'll say the domain is, let me zoom in on this part, the domain goes from negative 10 to positive 10, and instead of making it continuous with lots and lots of segments, I just want one segment for every unit. We can adjust this after we've constructed it, but one segment for every unit. If I go from negative 10 to 10, I can put 21, and then it will land neatly on the grid. So when I do that, I get 21, and I can adjust this by typing minus or plus. So it doesn't have to stay at the first number. So if I make this number of segments, now what I want to do is create a locus in the y direction. So while that's selected, while this locus is selected, I'll click on y and say construct family of loci or loci, I'm not sure. Click, and there's our slope field. And then the same thing here, it's already got my domain from the last time I created a locus is already in there, so I'll just use that one and then they match. And I can adjust it, so I can adjust the length of the segments, and I can just adjust the number of the segments. So if I want to make more segments in the y direction, I select the whole thing. If I want to adjust the x direction, I select only that original row. If I've made this many, I might need to go back and adjust the length of the segments so that it looks good. And then at that point, the locus tool makes them show up very dim. So I'm going to say, let's make them black and thin lines. I'll get rid of the grid in the background. And there's my slope field. Now I can adjust the differential equation. Remember that this is the calculation which defines my differential equation. It's the dy by dx equals x plus y. So I could change this to say maybe x divided by y. And then I get a different slope field that follows that new rule. Okay, that's all I've got. Thanks for watching.